they won't be able to understand from which context this formula has been delivered. And what is exactly the meaning? What is exactly the knowledge, truth I am trying to convey through that formula? This is exactly done by the racist gang misquoting my satsangs. All these misquoting, see, whenever you quote only one part, it is nothing but devil quoting Bible or demons quoting Vedas. So understand, quoting out of context, removing some of the words I uttered in some satsang and giving their own meaning. Usually before the satsang itself, I'll give a clear meaning for each word. This is what I mean by the word energy. This is what I mean by the word matter. This is what I mean by this equation. They will try to give their own meaning because they are fundamentally racist. Their only purpose is somehow to establish my teachings are not credible. So what to do? They know logically, through a clear reasoning, they can't establish that my teachings have no credibility, and they can't establish my teachings have something wrong. So the only way is troll, make meme, cut and paste. Listen, that's the same thing done for Sanatana Hindu Dharma also. So if you want to study, always go for the original source. Go to the books of Shaivism before Caldwell. Try to read books of, if you want to understand Vedic tradition, read books before Max Muller. Don't read Max Mullerian and the translations which came after Max Muller. No. Same way Shaivite scriptures, don't read all created after Caldwell. Whatever Caldwell generated and Max Muller generated is atrocity material on Hinduism. They are not trying to preach Hinduism or find the truths of the Hinduism and spread it to the world. No. Be very clear what Caldwell generated. The Caldwellerian gang, the gang after Caldwell generated, or whatever Max Muller generated, are all the material generated after the Max Muller. His thought current people, it's all absolutely atrocity material. It is not to elaborate Hinduism, expand Hinduism, enrich Hinduism. So all of you should be very clear. The original truth should be studied as it is. That's the only way you can get enriched. You can use it. That's the only way it will work. Understand? After all, the Vedic and Agamic scriptures are not pure science alone. It is actually applied science. You apply those mantras, you do prayoga of those sounds, those frequencies, those mantras, and you generate that energy. You manifest that power. It's an applied science. You should all know great truths revealed in Vedas and Agama. Actually, Paramashiva posts it from Dwadasanta, and this Rishi sees that directly from Paramashiva and just read out. That is why the Vedic Rishis are not called as authors of Vedas. No, they are called seers of the mantras. Mantra Drashta is Rishi. Rishi is the person who sees the mantras. Mantra Drashta is Rishi. When they see that mantra, they are in a same frequency with Paramashiva. If you also just recite the mantras by listening, you will also manifest the same space, same frequency in your Chidakasa, inner space. I tell you, Arunagirinatha Peruman is a great enlightened being of Gaumara tradition, means directly initiated, blessed by Subramanya Swami, is born and lived in Tiruvannamalai. I should not use the word lived in past tense, no. He is born, living. It is a past continuing into present, will continue into the future. And there is no proper English word for it. So I'll say, he was born, he lived, and he is still living, and he will continue to live in Tiruvannamalai because he achieved that state and blessing from Subramanya to be a parrot and live forever. And he still is living in Kiligopuram of Tiruvannamalai temple, and with all his disciples, large team, they are still living. You go to Arunachaleshwara temple in Kiligopuram, never miss seeing that group of parrots living. Bow down, they are all Arunagirinatha's team, his disciples, and Arunagirinatha himself is there in the form of parrot. All the gopurams will have doves. That one gopuram will not have any other birds other than the parrot. You won't see a crow, dove, eagle, no other animal will be there. Usually the cats somehow climb the trees and catch the parrots. You will not find a single cat near that gopuram. I lived there for quite a long time, so I am telling you, almost 40 years of my life. Till I left India, I was living there only. From the time, of course, I am born in Arunachaleshwara temple and grew up in Arunachaleshwara temple. Even if I have to make a museum of my life, actually, Kailasa people were discussing, Swamiji, how to make a beautiful museum and present to the whole world your whole life. I said, for that, first thing you need to build a replica of Arunachaleshwara temple, because every incident in my life happened in one part of the temple. So for that, we have to build the whole Arunachaleshwara temple replica, and then we have to put a board in each sannidhi, here this happened, here this happened. That's the way we can describe my biography to people, my history to people. That's the way Museum can be built. Anyhow, with Paramashiva's grace, he himself is manifesting. The whole Arunachaleshwara temple will be replicated in Kailasa, and also it will be replicated in Malaysia. One devotee has offered 1,000 hectare, 2,500 acre in Malaysia. He is donating. I have not accepted. I told him I will first form a Rajya Sabha with 1,000 people. Once we get the 1,000 people Rajya Sabha, I will accept the donation and build a temple. We will be replicating the Tiruvannamalai Arunachaleshwara temple exactly in Kailasa and in Malaysia. I told him that men make Kailasa not just properties and buildings. Build men. Those who are enjoying Kailasa, an enlightenment lifestyle. People build Kailasa. People manifest Kailasa, not just buildings. So let me come to the story I wanted to tell. Arunagirinadar, he was directly initiated by Subramanya. He was given sudden enlightenment. The moment he got enlightened and blessed by Subramanya, Subramanya gave the first line, Muthu. And he told, sing my glory from this word. He started just pouring. முத்தைத்தருபத்தி திருநகையத்தி கிரை சத்தி சரவண முத்திக்கொரு வித்து குருபர எனவோதும் முக்கட்பரமற்குச் சுருதியின் முற்பட்டது கற்பித்திருவரு முப்பத்துமு வர்க்கத் தமரரும் அடிவேண 10 தலை தக்க கணைதொடு முற்றைக்கிரி மத்தை பொருதொரு வட்ட பகல் வட்ட திகிரியில் இரவாக பத்தற்கிரதத்தை கடவிய பச்சை புயன் வெச்ச தகுபொருள் பட்சத்தொடு ரட்சித்தருள்வது ஒரு நாளே தித்தித்தைய பொத்த பரிபுற நிறுத்தப்பதம் வைத்து பயிர விதி கொக்கன் அடிக்க கழுகொடு கழுதாட திக்கு பரி எட்ட பயிரவர் தொக்கு தொகு தொக்கு தொகு தொகு சித்திரப்பவுரி திரிகடக என போதும் கொத்துப்பறை கொட்ட களமிசை குக்கு குகு குக்கு குகு குகு குத்தி புதை புக்கு பிடியன முதுகூகை கொற்புற்ற நற்பற்ற உணரி வெட்டி பறியிட்டு குலகிரி குத்துப்பட ஒத்து பொறவல பெருமாளே. Listen. Just listen to this verse. By listening, recite. You will experience the same sudden enlightenment space Arunagirinadar by Subramanya. You need to know the difference. Arunagiri Yogeshwara is Paramashiva himself, manifesting as yogi. Arunagirinadar is a devotee of Subramanya. These two are two different persons. So this Arunagirinadar song only I sang now. If you just listen and repeat, you will experience the same sudden enlightenment space given to Arunagirinadar by Subramanya. Because the moment Subramanya blessed, this just came out of Arunagirinadar, and he sang 16,000 verses later on. He himself says he has sung totally 16,000 verses. Tiruppugal it is called. Of course, we have not got all the 16,000. We were able to get maybe 1,000 songs. Anyhow, just you listen and recite this one verse. Your brain will capture the same frequency of sudden enlightenment. Every Veda mantra, every Agama mantra will reproduce the same space from which it came down. It's a living deity in mantra swarupa. Agama is the mantra swarupa of Paramashiva. Vedas and Agamas are the mantra swarupa of Paramashiva. That is why there's a beautiful description that Kamika Agama is the feet of Paramashiva. Karanagama is the ankle of Paramashiva. So each Agama is one part of Paramashiva. Makuta Agama is the Mukuta of Paramashiva. So each Agama, Veda, is verbal form of Paramashiva. Listen, these Dharma Sutras are notes, can be understood only if you know Vedas and Agamas. Artha Sutras are notes, you can understand the context and meaning of each word only if you know Vedas and Agamas. Same way, Kama Sutras are the notes, aphorisms. You will understand the meaning of each word only if you know Vedas and Agamas. Same way, Vyasa Sutras, which is also called Vedanta Sutras or Brahma Sutras, you will know the right meaning, the context, why Vyasa is using those words, in what meaning Vyasa is using those words. You will understand only if you know Vedas and Agamas. That is why the Nilakanta Shivacharya's Bhashya, the commentary written by Nilakanta Shivacharya, he writes the commentary for the Vyasa Sutras, quoting Upanishads and Agamas, Veda, Upanishad, Agama. Only from this context, he writes commentary for Vyasa Sutras, which is Brahma Sutra and Vedanta Sutra. The words Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Sutra, Badarayana Sutra, Uttaramimamsa Sutra, all these words mean same Vyasa Sutras. Same Vyasa Sutra has all these different names. There are wonderful commentaries. I am not disrespecting or judging any other acharyas. The Shankara Bhashya, Ramanuja's Sri Bhashya, Madhva's Bhashya, and Vallabhacharya, Nimbarga, and Bhamati, Vachaspati Mishra's Bhamati Bhashya. All these Bhashyas, I am not putting less marks for them or any judging them or showing them in poor light. No, listen. Listen carefully. Each of them, Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhva, Nimbarga, Vallabhacharya, Bhamati, means Vachaspati Mishra, each of them give a different level of understanding. Srikantacharya gives a different level of understanding. My experience, my Atma Pramana closely resonates to Srikanta Shivacharya's Bhashya and Shankara's Bhashya. Shankara's philosophy is roughly named as Advaita, Orthodox tradition. And Srikanta Shivacharya's tradition is roughly named as Shivadvaita. Of course, there are some more orthodox traditions of Advaita. They try to say, with Gaudapadacharya, the original Advaita is over. Even Shankara is influenced by Buddha. That is philosophical arguments. I am not getting into those arguments. I only wanted to give you guys a detailed Parama Satyas. Let me come to that. I am only introducing the situation so you won't waste your time in unnecessary things. These are all the things there. For example, usually when I say in the satsang, I myself tell, hey, when you Google about me, these are all the atrocity materials will come up. Don't waste your time on that. I am giving you answer for this. So spend your time only on main SPH channel. Study the Parama Satyas I am giving. Get enlightened. Live the life. So same way, when you try to get into the scriptural study or try to understand it on your own, usually these internal conflicts between sampradayas will be highlighted too much, and you may even get lost in that. You will be almost like a forced to take a side. Do not take a side. Listen carefully. Right